It's fantasy football draft season. News is hitting us left and right. Starters being assigned, guys getting hurt, but I found you a hidden gem. I will announce it in this video. A guy hiding in ADP right now. His situation changed, and people are not talking about how much better it's going to be. It didn't really change, but people really ain't calling it out. But I'm going to today. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're looking at these players every day. We're looking at the advanced metrics. We're helping you with your drafts, those strategies. We're going to find those gems off the waiver wire like we do every single year. And then on top of that, we're going to help you set those lineups. Click that button. Stop missing out. Ric Flair's watching. You do not want to disappoint Ric Flair. First player today. Huge impact. Huge news. Emeka Egbuka. And, of course, Jalen McMillan out for a long bit. Possibly past week 9. And Egbuka's here. Could be the wide receiver 2 for a good bit here for the Bucks, as Chris Godwin is coming back. We did a whole video on him earlier today. Go check that out in the archives, which was just a few hours ago. But he's in a big situation to be a riser because Baker Mayfield is not afraid to look his way. Baker Mayfield's been saying very encouraging things about him in the media. He's a very smart wide receiver, former 5-star recruit. You got Mike Evans there soaking up targets. But he's in line possibly getting like a 20+% target share to start the season. Got a touchdown in their last preseason game. You're looking at a wide receiver here that's very smart, sound, and technical. And now he's thrust into a situation here where he's going to get some opportunity. And this is time to capture it. And he's got the talent to do so. He was drafted in the first round saying, hey, we want you. We need you. And if injuries hit again, because they hit the Bucs last year pretty hard, they had a carousel of injuries, wide receivers in and out. Emeka Egbuka could be in a situation here where he could help you in your fantasy team, especially if it falls a little bit in drafts, which it's not happening now. But if you fell in your draft, you got him at a decent discount considering the FOMO's starting to rise. And you're looking at his range here. There's a lot of ambiguous wide receivers in his range. But now you're looking at his ambiguous situation. And now it's just a little bit clear. Tyler Warren. I think he's going to connect well with Danny Dimes. He's at a price in drafts where he's cheap. You can shoot for that upside. The tight end position's up and down throughout the week. I did a video on him earlier today. Go check that one out. First round pick. Went off last year. Good wide receiver. Trustable. Dependable. I think Danny Dimes is going to look his way. I think he's going to have some games where he's peppered with targets. He's also going at a price tag where if he doesn't hit or if it takes a few weeks for him to ramp up, it ain't going to kill you. It ain't going to kill you. If he has a bad week and he scores 3 fantasy points, he's not going to be too far off from the 12th best scoring tight end of that week. Let's call it out that way. But immense talent, a dependable player, with a quarterback that's going to pepper the football around. Now we're looking at A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell has a lot of upside. He's been killing it in camp. Now we're connecting with Daniel Jones. And if he continues to play how he's been playing in training camp, he could be on for a big tear because he's been tearing up teams in joint practices. He's been making plays. He's been making monster plays in practice. And he's going to get a deep average depth of target, which means he's going to have some splash games if Daniel Jones can tread water. I'm not saying good. I'm saying can tread water. If he can just tread water and A.D. Mitchell's doing what he's been doing in training camp, he's been lighting up. He's been one of those few wide receivers right now that was under the radar that's really lighting things up. Like, I can bring up some names of players that are looking good in camp, but he's on that Ja'Cory Krosky merit, Bill Krosky trajectory with what he's doing in training camp, but he's getting no hype around it, mainly due to the quarterback situation. Mainly due to that, because we don't trust these quarterbacks. But the thing is, he's going to command those deep targets with that 4.3 speed. He can break off routes, create separation. FantasyPoints.com has him one of the top rookie wide receivers last year in separation per route ran. A.D. Mitchell might be on the glow up right now. He's not draftable. He's not on ADP, so you can pick him up off waivers if he's trending up high weeks 1, 2, and 3. But pay attention to him, Josh Downs. Now, if Daniel Jones cooks a little bit, like if we can get the pan to simmer, Josh Downs is going to eat. However, whether it's Anthony Richardson or not, you're getting similar results. You're getting around like 13, 12 points per game With Richardson, you were getting 11. Out of split, you were getting 10.7. Overall, it was more like 13.1 last season in 2024 with 4 wide receiver 1 weeks, 4 wide receiver 2 games. Price tag's good, and I can tell from what I'm reading on social media, people are getting more excited about him. So if you like him, be prepared to get sniped. Be prepared for that. If you're trying to get him home league draft double-digit rounds, be prepared to get sniped. And if he falls to you, great. But be prepared for that because he's one of the last wide receivers in his range of the draft that's dependable week to week when he's healthy on the field. Isaiah Bond signed with the Browns. Nothing to see here, and I just want to call that out just in case you were thinking. But we got some speed. We can break off routes. I was never really huge into his prospect profile. Good prospect out of high school. Went to Alabama that second year. We were getting it done market share-wise. Then we go to Texas. We have some moments. We got nicked up with an injury. But again, it's the Browns. You got to watch the passing volume. But there's a big player you do need to watch from Cleveland. And that's the Chief, David Njoku here. In split with Joe Flacco. 18.6 fantasy points per game. Everything racks up. The receptions do. The targets do. And he's a tight end 1. And people sleep on him. He falls in drafts because he's a Brown. But now he's got Flacco. Flacco looks his way. The red zone, downfield, over the middle. He's going to get his opportunities. The thing you want to worry about is we're probably going to see multiple quarterbacks this year. More than likely. Next up is probably Pickett. From how I'm analyzing this coaching staff, you know I analyze that coaching staff. Next up's Pickett. And then it's going to be a headache after that. So for fantasy football purposes, for these wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends, David Njoku, we want to keep Flacco in there because he can spread the football around because after that, it's going to get nasty. That's the thing about that. And now you're looking at David Njoku. He commands targets with Flacco. He's got upside with Flacco. He can produce some big moments, as you saw when he was with Flacco back in 2023 on that graph. He can get a lot of targets. He racks up. I want to see what that looks like over a full season. That could be a masterpiece in your draft. That could be a home run hitter. That could be a league winner. He's cheap. He's free in drafts. Double-digit rounds. After some of the top tight ends, then some flyer tight ends come off, you're getting David Njoku. Chris Rodriguez had a good run the other night. I want to call him out for that because he had a decent prospect profile at Kentucky. Probably would have got drafted a little bit higher. Probably would have had a faster start to his NFL career if it weren't for the DUI and suspension at Kentucky during that final season. He's a banger back between the tackles with good vision. He'll find those yards between the tackles. He's not a sexy back. He's not usurping Jacory Merritt, but he could have his moments. And whenever he does get a moment, he cashes. He cashed twice so far in his career. This is a guy to watch for off the waiver wire. Do not draft him unless you're in a tremendously deep league right now. Also, Trey Benson right now is one of my favorite lottery ticket running backs. Jacory Merritt, right now people are drafting. He's not really a lottery ticket running back because you're going to have to pay up to get him. The shark has jumped out of the water. He's into the boat. Trey Benson, though, if something happens to Connor, you're going to want Trey Benson. He's got 4.3 speed. He's a few rounds cheaper compared to last year. Nothing has changed. And if something happens, you're going to wish you had him. And if I had Connor, I'm definitely going to try and get Trey Benson. The upside's unreal. He could be an RB1. Ricky Pearsall, while I'm watching Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, looking at your guys' drafts, he's falling in home league drafts. He's falling past round 7. He's sometimes going into double-digit rounds. So I'm studying what you guys are posting on social media. So when you're showing your draft to your mom, I also know I'm finding that, and I'm going to make fun of it here. But you guys are letting Ricky Pearsall slip, so make sure to take advantage of that when you're drunk at the bar making your draft picks this weekend. He's fallen. He's going at a good value. He could be on the come up this year. This could be one of your breakouts. He got shot last year, guys. He got shot last year, came back and got you a wide receiver 1 week. What more do you want from that? What more? Juwan Jennings hasn't been out there. Brandon Ayuk's not going to be out there. Kittle's going to command targets. Christian McCaffrey, he got drafted in the first round. There's a lot of good things coming his way. Maybe the universe works his way since he got shot. Luther Burden's fallen out of drafts, in home league drafts. How do I know? Because I've been snooping around, baby. He's been falling out of drafts. You guys better draft him up if you want a wide receiver lottery ticket. There are not many this year. And he's one of those lottery tickets that you can throw into the trash can by the end of September, because he's one of those players that could emerge as one of the top wide receivers in football. And if it's starting to be a clusterfuck with the Bears and it's looking nasty in Chicago, ball's getting spread around, you can't predict what is what there, then you know what to do. But again, the upside's unreal. He's falling out of drafts. ADP on Underdog's got him at 10, but he's falling out of some drafts. I'm watching draft boards. I'm starting to study you guys because this ADP is not 100% real. The ADP on ESPN is not 100% real. You guys try to live up to it. But drafts can get crazy, and you guys say it's competitive. I am finding holes in a lot of people's drafts where you can manipulate and find values. And I'm looking through your draft boards. I'm studying that. That's a new part of my process. Just start searching draft boards a couple hours a day. Putting in that work. He's going at a value. And if you're looking for a lottery ticket wide receiver, which I'm looking at running backs, personally, since it's so deep, and I'm stacking up a wide receiver early, so it's not really part of my strategy, but Luther Burden is getting some shares. He is. I am stacking some Luther Burden. That being said, if you catch that value, get it, because this is a big-time wide receiver that could go off for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Who fell in your draft? Who fell in your draft? Because somebody fell. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.